I appreciate everyone being on the call. This is Karl. I'm the CEO of Savvy Direct. And as I was mentioning earlier, for those of you who didn't hear it, there are a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of noise out there. And unfortunately, many of the deals that you hear about, many of the opportunities that you hear about are kind of regurgitation of existing programs that have been out there for a long time. And if you're tired of that kind of thing, if you're tired of the same old, you really want to do something new and different, then Savvy Direct is what you're looking for. Now, I believe Savvy Direct brings a very unique product to the marketplace that most of us are aware of. We know that there's a market for it out there, but we just have never been involved in anything or seen anything where you could take advantage of it. And Savvy Direct, I believe, is the best of the best when we talk about what can be used in this marketplace. What marketplace am I talking about? Well, in the broad scheme of things, we're talking about mobile marketing or mobile commerce. That's the ability to generate an income from mobile apps or from using smartphones. Now, we know that that is a huge business. It's growing faster than anything that anyone has ever seen before, 5 times faster than the Internet. And, it's catching everyone by surprise. Even the CEO of Google was saying last year that he just could not believe how fast it was changing the landscape of business today. More and more companies need to have a mobile plan. If they don't have a mobile plan, then almost like back in the day when the Internet first came out, people said if you don't have a plan to be on the Internet, then you don't have a plan to be around. The same thing is happening right now, again, with regard to mobile commerce. And companies out there, if they're going to be competitive, if they're going to keep their customers, if they're going to be what everyone needs them to be, seen and be seen, then you've got to have a mobile plan. And for most small businesses out there, that is something that is just not available. And so there's this huge vacuum, a huge niche that's open for somebody to walk in and take that business. And that's exactly what Savvy Direct has done. Now, we've done this in a couple ways. First thing is you've got to give yourself credibility, right? When you walk in the door, and when we put this together, we wanted to make sure that you as a rep, and if you're on this call, you're on the call because somebody is telling you about it because they think you'd be a good associate for the company, that this is a great opportunity for you. And what we need to do is to make sure that when you walk in the door of a merchant to sell this product, and at the end of the day, we know that somebody has to use the product. This is not a pyramid. This is not a game. It's not a money game. This is a real deal. So when you walk in the door of a merchant, you have to have something that fundamentally gets the job done and works. And that gives you credibility so that when you start your presentation, they will take you serious. And there's a few companies out there that have tried to do this. They haven't done it very well. They haven't really penetrated the marketplace. Some are falling flat on their face. And a few companies have tried to do it in traditional marketing and literally have spent tens of millions of dollars and still have not really even scratched the surface of the market that there is for this kind of a product. Now, how big is the market? Well, there's about 28 million small businesses out there, depending on who you talk to, anywhere from 25 to 28 million. Out of these 28 million, plus or minus, there are about 30% of them that are using punch cards for their loyalty program. Now, what do I mean by a loyalty program? A loyalty program is designed to get people back in the store, right? It's to create and to incentivize existing customers to become loyal customers, returning customers. And loyalty and loyalty programs have been around forever. You know, you go back to when I was a kid, there was green stamps, blue chip stamps. There's always been something, it seems, no matter how long ago you want to go, that there's been some form or fashion of a loyalty program out there that people can participate in. And I'm sure every single person you know currently is in some loyalty program somewhere. They're at the grocery store, at the pharmacy, and the airlines, at the gas station. Somewhere they're in a loyalty program. The problem with most small businesses, which is where, by the way, 96% of the money is spent. Right? When you get money, you may shop online, but you spend brick and mortar local. And we know that. We understand that. So If you're going to spend most of your money locally, and you're going to go to the local shops in the neighborhood, then you're going to have loyalty programs with those small shops, and most of them are going to be really crummy loyalty programs. They're going to be punch cards, which the gals are going to lose, and the guys are not going to use because they're just not convenient. Convenience is the number one selling product in America. If it's not convenient, people aren't going to do it. And it's not convenient to carry around a punch card. It's not convenient to fill your wallet full of them. It's not convenient for a gal to pull out a chain with 150 loyalty cards on it. It's just not convenient. So what we wanted to do was eliminate that as being a problem, and we've done that. And I'll get into that in just a moment. But first I want you to understand that out of these 28 million, there are literally tens of millions of stores that need this desperately right now. They need to get existing customers back in the door. And the reason they need to do that is primarily because an existing customer coming back spends 67% more than a brand new customer. And a loyal customer will bring you back new customers along with him. So very important for the local merchants to have a high-touch, great communication with their existing customer base. We know that our average merchant who signs up in our program, and we have nearly 500, has 2,000 customers in 60 to 90 days. 2,000 customers. And we also know that if they want to contact these customers, they can do it in about 10 seconds, the vast majority. 98% in as little as 3 minutes will get contacted through our texting program whenever they send out a text. They're going to look at it. Think about that for a minute. When your mobile phone goes off and you know you have a text, don't you automatically look at it? I mean, you can't wait. You got to pull it out of your pocket and take a look at it. Excuse me. We know that's true of the 96% of the population in the United States that have cell phones. If you don't have one, you're really not really connected at all. So we know that if you want to connect to your customers, and most merchants want to, they just don't have the time. It's not easy for them. They don't have the time to do an email campaign or to do these complicated systems that a lot of these companies want them to do. Or if it's very confusing or there's a lot of hoops to jump through and a lot of things you've got to do, they're just not going to do it. So we've got to make it really simple for that small businessman because he's got his hands full, trying to manage his staff, trying to manage his existing customers that are walking in the door and just do a good business in the first place. So we have accomplished that goal. And the first way we've done that is by partnering up with a company that provided us everything that you need to look really fantastic when you walk in the door. It's like putting on a suit of armor, man, because when you walk in the door, you get to say that Savvy Direct is the largest network of merchants in North America with 380,000 plus merchants in our system. We have 1,400 online merchants. We have a grocery system where you can get all the grocery coupons you want, and we have 150,000 merchants on our app. Almost anywhere you go in the United States, you're going to have plenty of merchants that you can walk out to right now and save literally, hundreds of dollars a month, and sometimes even that much in a week, depending on how much you use and how much you spend. Now, that's a huge bonus. What does that do? If I walk into you as a merchant, or if you can imagine yourself walking in, doesn't that make you feel powerful? Of course it would. Now, when you've got all of this behind you, now you say to the merchant, we have just come up with the best loyalty program on the planet. It provides you exactly what you're looking for, exactly what you want, and it's very inexpensive. As a matter of fact, it costs you money not to do it. Let me show you how it works. And you have your tablet with you, and you have them do what 90% of the population in the United States is doing right now when they go to a large merchant, and that is put their cell phone number in the little kiosk, right, in the little terminal. And when they do that, 5 to 10 seconds later, they're going to get a text that tells them, thank you for coming to whatever brand you've got on your local click system. Now, I call it the click system because that's our trademark name for Customer Loyalty Information Kiosk. It's a 7-inch tablet that sits in a tamper-proof frame that sits on the top of the counter, right next to the merchant's cash register. And when a customer comes in, they simply ask him Are you a member of our loyalty program? And if they say no, they say, oh, well, why don't you just put your phone number in there and you'll be registered with us and we'll communicate with you through text. And automatically when they do that, they get a text that says, for example, if you were to come to my car wash, it would say, thanks for coming to Karl's Car Wash. You now have one car wash towards your 10 to get one car wash free. Okay? And every time I come in, I just put my phone number in, and it automatically gives me credit for another car wash and sends me a text and tells me where I am on the road to my reward. Very simple. The owner of the business doesn't have to be careful about who's punching the cards and who's signing for them, if they're really doing it correctly. They're not worried about the negative effect that happens when I, as a customer, come in, want to do business, and forgot my punch card, which means that I don't get my discount, and that's a negative to the customer. Okay, a negative experience for the customer. That does not happen. Now, if I, as a customer, have not been in for a couple of weeks, guess what? Automatically sends me a text. The owner of the merchant does not have to even be participating in this. It happens automatically. And it invites me to come back to the car wash or the restaurant or the dentist office or wherever it is, and to come back and do business there. If I don't respond to that, it sends me another text 2 weeks later. And if it doesn't respond to that, then it waits for me to re-log in and it starts that whole process over again. Now, we know that if a merchant has 1,000 customers in his program, in his system, in his click system, and he sends out a text, he's going to get a 13% response. That means 130 people are going to walk in the door and bring him business. If he's got 2,000 on average, which is what our average guy does in 90 days, that's 260 customers. If he sends out a text every week, that's 260 customers, nearly 1,000 customers a month. How is that not valuable to the merchant? Now, what does this cost the merchant? Because that's the big question, right? Well, we have two programs out there. One is $7.99 and $100 a month. That's $799 and $100 a month for maintenance. And that gets them the full system. It includes all the updates on the software, and it includes 2,500 free texts every month. And if they go over the 2,500 free texts, we only charge them $2 a text for anything over 2,500. Very inexpensive. To put it in real terms, they send out 1,000 texts. They're going to get 130 people in. It costs them $20. I mean, who wouldn't pay $20 to get 130 customers in the door? Really? So it's very, very inexpensive. Now, the other program that we have is $424 up front. That's the setup. You get your full system just like you would normally. And it's $125 a month. Okay, so it's $25 more a month, but it's a little less up front. And a lot of people go for that one. But here's the good news for the merchant. We don't want them to become reps in our company, but we certainly want to have business that they refer to us. As a matter of fact, we had over 40 last week that were referred to us by existing happy customers. But what we do is we tell them, if you refer us 3 merchants who sign up in our system and are paying the monthly maintenance fees, $100 of your monthly maintenance fees goes away. That's saving them $1,200 a year. Any merchant in his right mind is going to be referring this to everybody he knows. We have found that some of the merchants actually have enough stores themselves to cover that. And so they end up saving, money by getting their own stores involved in that system. So what's in it for you, right? So I've established the fact that we've got a great product. Everybody needs it. That's a merchant out there, and it brings them money. That's one of the reasons why everybody loves it, is because it makes them money right away, right? This is not something that costs them money. It's something that makes them money. And by the way, the reason that, for that very reason, we have a 90% plus retention level. I mean, up to 95%. And the 5% we lose simply go out of business, right, or file bankruptcy. And we can recover the terminal, and we can place it somewhere else. So it's almost like we have nobody that leaves, right? So when you have 100% retention, it makes for a really great monthly residual income. Now, what's in it for you? Well, there's 2 things that we need to do. We need to bring in a crew of people that are going to help us get the word out, right? That means that you've got to build an organization. We have to build an organization. So to do that, it's going to cost you, if you want to do the whole thing up front, it's about $1,200. You got to pay $199. That goes to the company, and then there's a $9.99 system that gives you actually unlimited texting program for the full click system. And you can buy or sell it. Doesn't matter, either one, buy or sell. But we recommend that you buy it so that you've got something you can show or something you can put at a local restaurant or a local merchant so that you can demonstrate it in your local market. So once you've done that, you're going to make anywhere from $200 all the way up to $450 on every person that comes into your organization through the compensation plan that we've laid out. And you make the difference between where you are and where they are, okay? So, for example, let's say that I'm at the top of the comp plan that we have now. So I'm at $450. So I bring John into the business. When John comes into the business, my commission is $450 on making that sale if he buys the unit. He may not buy it, he may sell it. But either way, on that first unit, my commission is $450. When John goes out there and brings in his first 3 sales, those generate $200 each in commission to John. But I'm at $450, so that means I make the spread. So I make $250 on each of those sales. And I do not just on those sales, but on their first 3 and their first 3 and their first 3 to infinity. No limit. Now, on the monthly maintenance fee, this is a critical thing. You want to understand that you get paid residual income here too. So on the monthly maintenance, you're going to make anywhere from $5 to $30 on the monthly maintenance fees and the spread between where you are and where they are. So for example, let's say I'm in stage 5, I'm at $450, I'm at $25 a month. So remember, I brought John in, and on the unit that he sold or bought, I'm making $25 a month on the monthly maintenance fee of $100. When he goes out there and brings his first 3 in, he's making 5% or $5 on their monthly fees. I'm at 25, he's at 5, I make the difference. So I make $20 on his first 3 people and their first 3 and their first 3 to infinity. Okay? And the same thing happens when John gets to phase 2 and then John gets to phase 3 and phase 4. I make the spread between where he is and where I am on all the sales that take place, and I make it on their first 3 to infinity and sometimes more. Okay? Now, we have additional bonuses in place. We have leadership bonuses. We have country bonuses. We have a lot of great generational bonuses. All of that we have in place as well. Now, in addition to all of that, when somebody makes a sale to a merchant, okay, because most of the merchants are going to be buying a program that's $7.99 or the $4.25. Regardless of which one they buy, the commission is the same. In stage 1, you're going to make $160 on any sale you personally make. When you go all the way up to stage 5, remember, at stage 5, you're making $360 on any merchant that you personally sell. Now, in the illustration I was using before, let's say that John not only brings in 3 reps, but associates, but he also brings in 2 merchants. On those merchants, when he's in stage 1, he's making $160 on those merchants. But I'm in stage 5. I'm making $360. There's a $200 difference. I make the $200 on those merchants. He's making $5 a month on those merchants. I'm making $20 a month on those merchants. And it goes through the same thing through the whole organization. It's what we call a coded bonus unilevel. It's a compensation plan that rewards people who go out there and build, and it rewards them very well. Actually, some of the highest paid people in the industry in 60 years has come from a coded bonus unilevel. So we're in a perfect place, in a perfect market where we have almost no competition with literally millions of customers that are looking for us and want to use us on a regular basis. It's not like getting into a typical nutritional deal where you're trying to talk people into taking this juice over that juice or this pill over that pill, and maybe they'll take it, maybe they won't, maybe they'll be on it for a couple months and then quit. None of those things apply here. This is business. This is business to business, and people love our product. Now, if you decide that you want to get involved with us, now is the perfect time. I'll tell you, I'll take good timing over talent anytime, because when you've got good positioning and good timing, people that shouldn't make big money do make big money because they're in the right place at the right time. If you're on this call, you're listening to the call, you're in the right place at the right time. We're just getting started. Now, it's important to know that you're not in business with guys who don't understand what they're doing, okay? I've been in the industry, in the network marketing, direct selling industry, for 30 years plus. I come from a background where I built custom homes in Southern California, was very successful at it, built 50 of them, almost 50 custom homes, and I'm talking about the highest of the highest end custom homes in Southern California. Did extremely well at that. I've also owned my own network marketing company in Japan, along with one of my other partners. Along with that partner, we also developed about 24 products that we sold all over the world. So I've not only been an owner of a network marketing company, but I've also supplied products to network marketing companies. I've been in the field and made millions in the field, and I've helped others do the same. And I've done it not just here in the United States, I've done it globally. So I've built organizations in Asia, I've built organizations in Europe. So a lot of experience here. In addition to that, one of our other partners is an individual by the name of Jim Pack. Jim Pack has got a stellar track record in business, not only in the IT side, IT is probably not correct, telemarketing, or not telemarketing, telecommunications. Vice President of Sales, telecommunications, very successful. Went on to be own his own company in lobbying. Did that for several years, retired at age 47, and began to develop property at that time, just kind of as a lark to keep busy, and also started and founded another network marketing company that's on track to do $100 million in business this year. So very successful track record in sales, marketing, and in network marketing, direct sales. And our third partner is Todd Mitsuishi, who's been one of my dearest friends for many, many years. And him and I owned our own company back in the late 90s, early 2000s in Japan. And we ran that company for about 5 years. We also incubated another company that he ultimately took over and ran as the CEO. And that company has been valued at $1 billion and more, with developing over 63,000 merchants in that program in Asia. So a tremendous background and experience, been written up in Newsweek and Businessweek magazine in Asia as one of the top IT guys. So a stellar track record in business and in network marketing. I'm telling you, there's not very many people who could do and match what he has done in network marketing in the world. So you've got three people who are absolutely committed to building this thing. We have our own money in this. So this is not something that we take lightly. We're excited about the opportunity, and we believe that we will do the best that anybody could do. We're committed to providing the best product, the best service, the best compensation plan, and we are committed to your personal success. So if you're on this call, hopefully this is giving you kind of a thumbnail sketch of what our company is all about, what we're all about. And if this sounds interesting to you, take the leap of faith, get involved, get busy with us, and I'm telling you, you won't regret it. The deeper you look at this thing and the more you know about this space, this area, the more excited you're going to be, because by all accounts, by people that know a whole lot more than I know about this business, they're saying this segment will be 5 times bigger than Facebook. And this is by guys who are dominant billionaires in the internet space. They understand this business. They understand what's about to happen. They see it. They just don't know how to do what we can do. And what do I mean by what we can do? Is we can put 30,000 people with their feet on the street next year. And if we do that, we will own this category by far. Nobody will be able to touch us. And I believe we can do it in as little as 18 months. So lock arms with us. Let's go knock it out. If you're on the call for the first time, you haven't talked to me personally, write down all your questions. Give me a call. I'll answer all your questions. The person that asked you to be on this call knows my number if they're involved with us. And reach out and let's get you going. Again, thank you for your time and attention. We're going to call that a day and a wrap for our Savvy Direct opportunity call today. Thanks again, everyone, for being on the call, and you have a great evening.